we sold out without having a website or even really an Instagram page.
Yeah. No marketing.
And that's 5 years of work. Vincit is not just an athleisure brand. It is more like
Community.
a momentum. I wouldn't say
A force.
a force. It's not more. Is some people will say it's a movement, but for me, I'll say it's a momentum.
Okay.
No, it's a mindset.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Mindset.
So it's a mindset.
I have some serious questions, guys.
All right.
Oh, you're wearing your own brand.
Yeah, I decided to brand up today.
And
Yeah.
you?
Here,
I myself,
that's
I'm wearing my product.
Can I tell you
Vincit.
something?
yeah.
I cannot have a cloth brand
Why?
because no one is gonna know which brand it is.
Hmm.
I believe in nothing, like not
Plain.
even a logo. Honestly,
Yeah, you like the plain.
yeah.
I mean, but you
Brand.
can
My
still-
life is empty, huh?
But you can still have a brand like that.
Yeah. Okay, my friend has a brand. If it's a T-shirt, small tiny logo on the back.
On the back, yeah.
You see, or if it is a hoodie, tiny, like small logo
the sleeves,
On
yeah.
the sleeve, and yeah, like very minimalistic. Here in Cyprus, by the way.
Do you know where branding comes from? Like the idea of branding itself.
Animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? The
Yeah.
farmers, they would brand their cows. You know,
Brand
they would
their
heat up
cows.
those metal branding sticks and they'll brand them. They'll put these huge shapes on them, designs on them. That's where branding comes from.
Mark you,
Hmm?
property.
Right.
Property rights, yeah. Property rights.
It shows
Put your phone
ownership.
also
man.
on site.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
it shows
family.
ownership.
Is this mine or yours?
That's yours, bro.
It can't be mine. Man.
Silent.
Under certain conditions, can be used. Gay. You know the main reason why we had the podcast?
Right.
We wanted to ask each other, why are you gay? Like live on air, why are you gay?
People start with something, man, something big. Look at Mike, look at me, man. We're starting with something big, and you guys are sitting here talking.
Like the first question, like why are you gay?
Why you gay?
Where's
I
the
mean-
guy from, by the way?
I think he's from
Uganda
one of the
or
Uganda,
Uganda.
yeah.
The guy is a legend, bro. Like
Man, that guy's making a
ask
lot
question.
of money now, man.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
moved
bro,
to
he's
Dubai
like
or something.
Dubai or
Yeah.
Qatar or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, at least he's not using his body parts.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm one step away from opening OnlyFans. I'm like, let me try my luck.
Try, you never know what
Working out
works,
for
bro.
You never know.
You never know what works, bro.
Honestly, I just don't want my son to grow up and be like, what the fuck, my father had an OnlyFans?
He can't show his face to anybody then.
We'll put some shades on, maybe, or some dark shades when you have your disguise.
Some filters. So how are you guys?
Fine, man.
Fine.
Welcome back again to the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
And
Thanks
welcome
for
for the first time to the show.
Again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can I tell you something?
You can.
About a month and a half ago,
Yeah,
we met in Old
Yep.
City.
that's correct.
God, you gave me one hell of a boost.
Oh yeah?
When you told me like, guys, I like your podcast, I was like, fuck, this is
Listen, yeah, no, you guys are doing good work, man, you know?
This is what I want.
No, credit where credit is due, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, totally.
I swear, like
That's
I
good
was
work.
I was driving back and Umayma was like, why are you smiling? I was like, I feel like a celebrity right now.
We've made it.
We made it.
No, it's, it's
It
good.
was same. It was same conversation we were having with Alex. Not to,
Oh yeah?
not because you guys are here. It was, she was like, man, you guys do a great job of keeping it really, organic, and that's what makes you guys unique, And
Thank you
Wow.
so much.
There's a lot.
you just make it real. There's no,
Yeah.
there's no fake around,
Yeah, we were only about to give up like 20 times, but we made it.
Thanks to this guy, sometimes, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting paid. Why should I continue? I'm like, you know what, bro?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
let's
thing.
do it.
You don't
Yeah.
always
Because
gotta get paid for
it's
things.
happened.
We were
lot of
about to
time.
get paid.
Hmm?
We are about to get paid.
Yeah,
About to
why
get
not,
back.
man?
Close.
Close.
I mean, from the grassroots, man, you have to sacrifice, bro.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Sometimes you're right, man.
I gave up drinking for this podcast. That's a big sacrifice.
I gave up my family for the podcast.
That's
You
crazy.
win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Because for me, like nighttime, it used to be like me and my son.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I'm really sorry. So, yes,
Right.
So yeah,
I think you have like some big announcement.
I mean, yeah, I do have an announcement, and it's one that has been, overwhelming and long time coming. Actually,
Long time coming.
yeah, long time
Super
coming.
long.
Yeah, I think it's been over 6 years of
Yeah.
work, man. Over 6 years of work and planning, bro.
Mm.
And you and me, we like gone less than a year. We
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah, over 6 years of work, setbacks, push,
bro, it's it's consistency, man.
yeah,
It's consistency.
and yeah, we've come up with. It started with. I'm sure you remember the name, the Invincible. That's my Instagram
Yes.
name. Yeah, so we started with Invincible, and I was a little concerned about how kind of generic it is, and also how much work I will need to put in to rank high somewhere someday. Being given there'll be some copyright issues tomorrow,
Of course.
issues with branding, all of that. So I had this conversation one time with my elder brother, and he told me, "Hey, man, you can actually look for synonyms and words that will still mean same as invincible." And he told me, "Well, why not check out Vincit? Vincit." And I was like, Vincit. I rang Fozan up immediately. I think it was 2 a.m. that day. I was like, "Hey, Fozan, I came up with another name, Vincit. How does it sound?" I was like, "Sounds good, Then we looked it up, and we saw the word actually from a Latin word called coined from vincere. It's like a verb to win,
Wow.
to conquer, to conquer, and Vincit means conquer, so win, and it still goes in line with the invincible. And we did our research, and we saw how it would be easy for us to rank the SEOs, search engine optimization, and all of that, and that's where we are today. We came up with the brand name Vincent,
It also allows us to have a more layered approach.
yeah,
Instead of just being direct and going like, all right, invincible,
yeah,
there's a little more symbolism, a little more
Symbolism to it,
layering
yeah,
to it, which
exactly.
makes it a lot more interesting,
Yeah.
quite a bit artistic, right?
yeah.
Can you push the mic a tiny bit for us to see the logo?
So I actually have a sample, and in a
Okay.
bit, in a bit I can show you guys how everything. So
I heard that you sold out.
I mean, it's been overwhelming.
Bro,
That's why I'm saying
He sold out. You went to a customer and took this one.
I sold out. This was a piece I sold to Alex's family friend, and I had to tell her, "Hey man, Alex, please, can I borrow your stuff again?" And yeah, I came back with the black one, and here we go. That's it,
Nice.
Vincent.
It's really nice.
Collective.
The design.
Okay, there is on the back as well.
Yeah, there's a back.
This is
Three
nice
faces.
also.
Yeah, the fabric, from the fabric to the design
Yeah.
and everything. If you want to have.
Can I ask you about the faces?
So yeah.
What does that mean?
So with Vincent, right, like we said, the meaning is to win, and we wanted a brand that would tell a story. One of the brand that will tell a story, one of togetherness, one of self-belief, and one of reliability, and so we came up with collections of we are willing to make, and this first collection is to reinforce the slogan, because we also have a slogan, and
That's the slogan.
the slogan is all of us.
All of us.
All of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah, everyone.
Not that way.
Yeah,
Not me, but all of you.
yeah. So you can call it a tagline or a slogan, all of us. And if you think about it, we wanted to actually, we were meticulous about sending out that message of everyone. First, together we are a force, we're a momentum, And at the end of the day, also, everyone has that Vincent spirit. So no individualist. You can say that guy is special, this one is special. Everyone is special in their own. They carry that, they embody that Vincent spirit, And that's what we try to
James,
reinforce.
Some deep shit.
Yeah. So that's I'll leave Fozan, the designer, to talk about the faces and
That's what the faces are about,
Yeah.
right? That's collective.
collective
Collective.
success.
So-
That's really smart, man.
Right. So essentially, we have a lineup plan, right? And
Yeah.
the first installment is essentially collective success, right? To grow together, right? And that is what Michael was talking about, embodying the slogan, all of us, right?
How can we and the viewers be part of this togetherness? How can we, be part of all of us?
So that's what we're saying. The embodying the Vincit spirit is, for example, each day you come out to make your coffee,
Yeah.
is you embodying the Vincit spirit. That idea of waking up in the morning and going about your task and, overcoming your challenges, given you have every other thing going on in your life, but you still set your path, you still go on the path of making sure you achieve what you want to achieve. So deep down, if you think about it, everyone has that spirit in them. We just need to always reinforce and remind ourselves that we carry that spirit.
This is aligning with something
Yeah.
that I've been looking into. I think we talked about it in the previous episode. The vibrations that we have,
Yeah.
we attract the kind of energy, positive energy. Remember I was talking about
Yeah,
this?
when I was about to sell a flat and you were like, think positively.
You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, because there are some times when before you even do something, I'm gonna give an example of Mr. Abdurrahman here. A client called and like, we want to see the flat, we're interested in buying. But because of his negative energy, he's doubting, he's
In my defense,
you see, you're already emitting that negativity towards the sale. You don't know what that person might like, because every time you want to assess something in your own belief, this is why sometimes it's important to step out, and view the world in someone else's shoes.
Exactly.
Because every time when you try and look it from your own perspective, you will not be able to understand how some people feel or how some people, for you, this Vincent might be, wow, it might, for example, I'm going to give...
resonate.
Huh?
It might resonate.
It might
Yeah.
resonate with you.
Resonate something, togetherness. There's some people already, you've sold them out.
Yeah.
There's some people who believe in this story from the beginning. And some people, it becomes like a cult.
So
It becomes...
I was actually going to jump to that. So simply put, right, Vincit is not just an athleisure brand. It is more like
community.
a momentum. I won't say
A force.
a force. It's not more. Is some people will say it's a movement, but for me, I'll say it's a momentum.
Okay.
And it's also more like what's it called? What's the word to use for it?
Mindset.
No, it's a mindset.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Mindset.
So it's a mindset.
Wow.
So it's a mindset.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So it's that mindset. Right? You constantly remind yourself, hey, bro, I can do this. Deep down.
Quick
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Setbacks.
Yeah.
What was the biggest setback that you faced?
Oh man.
I know you had not few, I would say many.
Yeah. But the most important one was first getting someone to bring this to life. So like they said, man, everyone has ideas. But what makes it special, what makes your idea special is the systems you put in place to make those ideas come into fruition. So I might have this $1 million idea and there's no resources. When I say systems, I'm talking about the designer here, the teller and all of that, and the financial capabilities and all of that. If you do not have all of that in place, then... So that was the limitations at first. So before I met Fozan, it was more about, hey man, I want to have a clothing line, man. I know I want to tell a story, but who can bring my designs to life? And then we got in touch with Fozan. 5 years of work designing the logo. In fact, we started with a logo that looks like a man,
Wow. That was quite interesting.
I remember I rang Fozan. He was in Canada at the time.
Right.
I rang him up. I was like, man, Fozan, yeah, I like the logo. But the problem is there's this lady I met and she said my logo looks like the bathroom door sign, the bathroom door sign, And I was like, man, bro, I don't want people to remember me like that,
It was really
And-
interesting, man.
Yeah, and then there were modifications,
There's a lot, man.
modifications,
There's
a
a
lot
lot of
of
work that went in
modifications.
Me and this guy have had a fight for one brand. I have a coffee brand. It's called Coffee Culture. You know.
KK.
You're 1K
The
short,
KK.
man.
So me and this guy, we haven't done any work because the biggest problem, can you believe, is the logo.
The logo. Trust me, it is the
It's
hardest.
not a financial issue. It's not anything else, but the logo is the
logo.
only thing that's been. I think it's been a year. It's been sitting.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, can I tell you something? He is so fucking hard to please. Like, I do the photo shoot and the graphic design for the coffee shop.
Yeah.
For me to nail it from the first time is so rare. Like, all the time, like, no, I don't like it. No, let's change this. Let's change that. So this is, since it is like the brand that been working for, this is a challenge.
A channel.
I think I might have to
Right.
ask
Yeah,
you to
I
do
mean, you're
something.
You see, yeah. You see, the thing is, and you see that issue that he's hard to please and all that is because you guys are working without a strategy, right? So if you don't have a strategy, you have nothing to narrate that logo, right? Because logos, a lot of people, they think, oh, we just need to have something that's pretty, right? Maybe if you guys are doing a coffee shop, people are like, all right, let's just do a little coffee cup or something, right? But it's more than that, right?
It's a story.
Exactly. It's a story, and more importantly, once you have the strategy in place, then you can really like set it up for success, right? So if your logo is in line with your brand's strategy, which is something that we do way further into the process, right? We don't just start with the logo, right? We start with the strategy, right?
Goes to the
So
vision.
yeah, so you develop those things, right? So before that, right, you conduct an audit for let's say, for example, if it's a pre-existing business, you guys are going to conduct an audit, right?
The problem is not with the strategy in our case, okay? Because it has a story already.
Okay.
But
The problem is pleasing him.
I mean, but you guys,
Listen,
you guys.
the problem with me also, I want something to be done perfectly or not done at all.
right? No, see, that's a good thing. But
See?
at the end of the day, man, you got to ask yourself the question: are you doing the logo for you
Or
for the
or
people.
for your customers? Right?
Customers, yeah.
That's a very important distinction
Because
to make.
it has a story already,
Yeah.
I'll just tell him, throw in an elephant because it symbolizes a lot for our throw in
Right.
coffee and this, He tried to do it, tried to use AI, tried to do a lot of shit, but still was still on the
And
first step.
if anything I learned from Fozan, you want a logo that can take any shape.
Right.
So this is my brand logo. Or I have a basketball beneath here because I play basketball.
Interesting.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it can take any shape. It could be a badminton racket. For some people, they see my brand logo and they say it's the brand with the exclamation.
Right. And that is actually
That's
more
also
common.
Can I tell you
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Is that a
lot more common
seashell?
now.
Eh?
Is that a
Yeah,
seashell?
that's a seashell.
Is it true that one African friend of mine told me that
Yeah.
back in the day, Africans, they used to tie seashells to their hair, which is why now they wear seashells and stuff?
I mean, yeah, that's part of the story, but the whole idea behind seashells, this is like
that
the
true?
first currency.
First currency.
Yeah, this was the first currency.
Really?
And it was when money came in play after the trade by barter era. This was used as a medium of exchange, and it symbolizes wealth and royalty. So only like the king's men will have that, and rich ones, so they exchange in cowries and yeah. So when you had this back in the day, you were a millionaire.
Wow. Whoever lived next to the coast was so rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they can bring it back now.
But it's the same, bro. Every time it shifts, I sleep on top of a fucking bank.
Right? He honestly sits on top of the bank. The bank
Wow.
is right underneath it.
Dig a hole, bro. Dig a hole.
Thermal drilling there, man. You're rich overnight.
Dig a hole, bro.
Get
But
rich
the
quick
money is
scheme.
worthless, man. Even if you steal all the safe in there, bro. Like,
You don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, this always catches my attention. I'm gonna have to give it a read. Does this bag belong to the
Yeah,
brand
that's
as well?
Right.
that's the packaging actually.
What does it say? By some of us, for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, bro. That's really nice. Because I told you earlier, a friend of mine has her own cloth brand.
Yeah.
So on the tag, they call it,
Yeah. The tagline.
it says, wash gently and then treat yourself well, like bullshit like
Yeah.
this.
Right.
I'm sorry, I said bullshit.
It's
But
catchy. No, it's a strategy.
It's a
yeah, it
strategy,
is.
yeah.
Treat yourself well. Buy yourself something nice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Can I at least have the bag?
Yeah, we can. I like again. I wish we came here like days before, where we still had a couple left.
Right.
Yeah, it was a short notice. That's why.
I did not know. I did not plan to sell out. To be honest with you, we just tried, man, and we it's been overwhelming, man. I've been blessed, man. 1 week into release,
Yeah.
1 week into release, and everything is
Sold. Yeah.
Two questions.
Yeah.
Do you believe that the place where you are right now played the factor positively or negatively?
I mean, it goes both ways. But for me, I think I would lean more with the positive right now. Given I already built a base here, kind of.
Yes.
So I have kind of a community now where people can relate with what I do. You get? So it was easy for them to resonate with this story. You get? And it's always a good start for me. Cyprus. So you need, I was talking with Fozan about this, I think 2 months ago, thereabout.
Right.
I said, you need to first conquer your domain. You need to be a household name before you can reach outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you do not start well here, you don't expect to go to Germany or anywhere and just make it out there. You need to build a base somewhere
It
first.
reminds me of the story of Tommy Hayfever.
Yeah.
Those guys had nothing. They're just hyping up the name and all. And people started saying, what the hell is this company? And then when people start looking into it and understanding the meaning, then the thing goes viral.
Yeah.
And
See,
next thing,
that's branding, right?
yeah, that's brand.
That's branding,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, they had, what do you call this? Billboards.
Billboards.
Yeah.
Billboards everywhere in cities. And people were like, this must be a famous brand. This is how they took off without even having a factory, without even starting production.
Right.
But they already took off because they just hyped it up, you know. And sometimes what plays a part is the people around you, your community.
Your community.
You see, this is what me and him always say. I'm like, most people who watch our podcast, for example, is not the people that are close to us.
Yes.
You see, it's don't expect your friends or your family to be the people in the.
The biggest support.
Yeah, support.
Right,
No,
right.
no.
At the beginning, they'll be like doubting, you know, saying, what, what are these guys even trying?
What was the name of the guy? This one of the biggest YouTuber, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr.
He
Beast.
said, at first you're crazy until you're successful.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
something
so-
like
Something
this.
like that. Something in that line.
To be honest, when you mentioned Cyprus, I think a lot of people think of this place negatively, but as you said, I would lean on the positive
On
side
positive
because
side.
I genuinely believe that it is like a small place. Don't misunderstand me. It is easy for you to be prominent, to be on the spot,
On the spot.
you see? So if you do something well, when you build audience in here, it is easier for you to step outside.
Exactly.
Well, for example, imagine you are in USA. There is every day thousands of people trying cloth brand.
Right, yeah. Millions of them.
Millions of them.
Millions of them.
yeah.
You
In
see?
their backyards,
Exactly.
Yeah.
everywhere, man.
So it is hard to compete.
Basements.
And I tell you, 99.99% of them are bad, but they are a competition. It is
Right.
so hard to compete with like thousands of people every single day. But in here, I think, yeah.
And then another positive we have to look at is, so if I were in Germany or US now, coming across a designer, a good designer, will cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
Fortune. I couldn't even afford it, man.
Right.
And then coming across again the tailor, you know, someone that will be in charge of the fabric and all of that, another work.
Yes.
But Cyprus gives you that room to meet these people, you know, and almost for nothing, just for passion and hard work, and you know, that's what we share. So I've been fortunate again. That's what I say. Like I keep saying, I've been blessed to. Tuba is not here. I wish Tuba came around, but she's flying to Turkey today. She's going to get more supplies, fabric, for our winter collection. So, yeah, I wish
She's
she came
part
around.
of the team.
Yeah, she is. She is.
That's cool.
I mean, she has her own, I'd say, factory, mini factory. I'll say.
The workshop, right?
Workshop, like a workshop. Yeah, yeah, workshop. And to be honest with you, she does this as a hobby.
Right.
That's cool.
Hobby.
People
you know.
who do things as a hobby
Yeah.
are the best, like,
Yes.
you know, in
Yeah.
that thing that they do, you know. It really comes out nice without pretty much effort,
Because when you're stressed about making money out of this,
Totally,
you know you're not gonna make money.
Totally.
When did you start making money, or have you even started
I've
making
not
money?
started. To be honest with you, I'm just glad I sold out now.
And you've been like doing this for 6 years.
Yeah.
This is the thing that
Yeah.
people think that okay, I'm gonna start the cloth branding and I'm gonna start making money within like 2 weeks.
Oh man, crazy.
6 years and you haven't.
6
started.
years.
see,
And sorry.
Right, it's
cut you
80% planning, right? Most of it is just planning, right? The rest is just easy, right? So we've been planning.
Planning,
It's been in the
planning.
hopper for so long, and we've really like dialed everything in, to the T. Like now, like for this, for example, for our first collection, everything is like thought out. And I was gonna actually say this earlier when we were talking about the design, but like, you remember how long it took for us to come up with that design?
Yeah, man.
Right? It took us like about a month, right?
Talking about
Meetings every day, every other day, right?
Oh, craps.
And then me and Michael, I remember we had a 2-hour phone call, right? We discussed some things, and we've
2
been talking
hours.
about the strategy part,
It
right?
was 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
It was 2 a.m. and we're just talking about the whole thing, and that was basically the defining phone call, right? Where the next meeting we came up with a design in like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So a month worth of work, right? And then a 2-hour meeting, and then everything was set in place to the point where we even had the collection for the entire winter and then
Winter, yeah.
next summer all planned out, right?
So
So-
all the limited runs. So this is a limited collection, and we have only a particular number we are going to make for
That's
this.
so.
And
One day it's gonna be worth 1 million. Your son's gonna be asking, why didn't you buy? You know he.
And I'd be like, the designer, I know both of them. And he'd be like, I don't believe you, bro. Do you do anything other than like shorts and t-shirts?
so it's an athleisure brand. So we wanted to do. We wanted to. So an athleisure is actually a fusion of casual
Okay.
and sports together, sporty and casual.
Cool.
So it would. For now, we're starting with the basics, right? T-shirts, shorts, and gradually, we do not know how long it will take to get there, but gradually, then we'll delve into other, aspects of what makes it sporty and casual. So for now, it's just T-shirts, shorts, socks.
Would you go
hoodies.
into bags and stuff like this?
Of course, it's still part of it. Today, you will see people going to banks with their bags and their suits, tie. Yeah. So
I have a thing
Not
for
much.
bags. I don't know why.
yeah, I
kinda
do have
weird to
that thing
say.
to bag.
I don't know. When I see bags, I'm like, oh shit.
That bag is nice.
But I get it though, yeah.
We will be doing stuff like
You
that.
see, the
stuff.
thing is, we're not only focusing on apparel, right? And who knows, maybe we'll start selling some really wild things, right? So it's all about the idea. What Michael said about the mindset, right? So it's more than a clothing brand, right? So for now, so it's easier for everybody to understand, right? We call it a clothing brand, but
Yeah.
moving on in the future, you never know what's gonna happen.
I really like the quality though.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
I
it.
genuinely like.
Thanks to Tuba.
See?
Thanks to Tuba.
I like the small little tags.
Little details.
Yes, the details. Yeah.
The detail. It makes
Like-
it looks cool.
Nowadays, you go to a really good brand shop or whatever they call it, and you're paying shitload of money for something that you're really sure if you throw it in the washing machine twice,
That
that's it.
shrinks.
They
Right.
shrinks, or even worse, it deforms. For me, if it shrinks, I'm like, okay, somehow I can deal with that. But deformation or the color,
The color, yeah, pouring
color,
out.
I'm like, bro, that's
I
so
like
right.
the fabrics also in from Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
They're really good quality.
yeah.
Honestly, like really, really good quality.
So I mean,
And the cut itself, man.
So-
the cut itself.
This is the logo.
Yeah.
yes, the logo,
The logo type
the logo type,
and the logo mark.
the logo mark, everything, and the
Tagline.
slogan, yeah, the tag.
What do they call this in English? English is not my mother word.
Exclamation marks.
You could,
Exclamation or
yeah.
punctuation mark or
It's an
Exclamation
exclamation point.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
exclamation.
exclamation point.
what
But you
does that
see,
mean?
it's-
It's like to
I
catch attention.
So there's so that's one good question again. So if you look at brands, sorry to bring brand like Nike's up, right? You just see the swoosh. And for everyone, that's a common thing.
Yeah.
You go to school and your teacher is giving you a pass mark.
It's not up to you how you interpret.
Yeah, it's now up to you. But in real sense, that swoosh is the hand of Nike, the goddess of victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, we also have that with this. So I liked the fact that you see an exclamation mark. And if you recognize me as an exclamation point, no problem. But it's more a funnel, a frustum. It shows refinement, where you collect every data and at the bottom you find those. So it's still the struggle of things,
Right.
how people go through that and then you're refined at the bottom.
Right.
So you might have even accessories for it.
Yes. So
Cool.
this was the first I did actually.
And this was quite a long time ago too.
Yeah, that was a long
Right,
time.
right,
So,
And like the thing is, a lot of people see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like people come up to us and they say, "Oh, it looks like that. It looks like that. It looks like that." Right? And that is really the beauty of it because it's so. You can really interpret it in so many ways. For some, it's an exclamation point. You show it to maybe a badminton player, they're going to see a shuttlecock, right?
shuttlecock, yeah.
Yeah.
You show it to a basketballer, he sees
A
a
hoop
basket with a ball going through
dropping
it.
out.
So it's success already, right?
Yeah.
And that is one of the core ideas as well, success, right? So what Michael talked about, like collective success, that is basically that.
This is way different from when I came the first time.
Now you feel
mean-
more comfortable, right?
I mean, I feel more comfortable and I've seen you guys grow again, to another level. That's what I'm saying. You guys are almost...
So,
No, for real, man.
so there's two things that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's either we're gonna look at the podcast and say what Vincent was on Diverse Brew, or we're gonna say we were on Diverse Brew.
No, man.
I'd like to thank Coffee Hane for sponsoring this podcast and Vincent Brand for being on our podcast. As I say to you, it's either one day we're going to look back and say, Vincent was on Diverse Brew or Vincent was on Diverse Brew,
Yeah.
We'll see. Time will tell,
Yeah.
It's a competition. Let's see who's gonna make it first.
No, but for now, man, I'm just honored to be here,
Yeah.
and I'm just...
Right.
We're just blessed to be here, bro.
So
You're
what-
enjoying the journey.
Yeah, that's...
You need
that's,
to embrace it.
that's
the most important.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm in here for the ride, man. Or we are in here for the ride. We do not know how far we'll go because we're still nowhere, man.
Yeah.
But it's just so gratifying to know that we started.
That's the most important.
Yeah, we
thing.
started
Yeah.
and we've been getting good feedbacks, and that's
Totally.
motivating, Yeah,
Yeah.
to know, and yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of coffee, we always throw in, a few fun facts about coffee.
Remember last time we were talking about coffee with you and
Yeah,
James?
the Utopia came up.
Yeah.
So what coffee are you having?
Oh, I'm having a latte.
Okay.
Just
Is
a
this
basic
your
latte.
is it your favorite coffee?
Well, not really.
What's your favorite coffee?
Espresso, I like espresso. But sometimes it just makes me lose my mind, so I kind of have to avoid it.
So since it's a drug, man.
Yeah,
It's the only legal drug.
Yeah, it's for me, coffee is really, really strong, so I got to be careful with it.
How many cups of coffee do you have?
Regularly,
Yeah.
1 cup, man.
Does it help with your work?
I use it more like a drug, right?
Okay.
What you said. No, like really, man. Coffee to me is one of the strongest drugs I've used. I don't do drugs, but like, but you get the idea. It's it's a really strong drug, right?
Yeah.
And every time I know I need to stay up late, whatever, get a lot of things done, I would treat myself to a cup. But usually I try to avoid it because that just keeps me up at night. And I think that's something a lot of us struggle with. So.
Do you feel like you are a workaholic? Yeah.
Oh, totally. I
Remember,
think I use it to cope.
there is like a segue. Remember in one of the episodes I told you, I started the episode with someone who pulled up the laptop.
Yeah.
That was him.
That was him?
That was it. I made the whole episode on you.
You should watch the
On me?
episode. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, this comes as a
And
surprise.
Here's the thing. Since I started the podcast, I cannot help it but I call people out. So
Just watch.
Okay.
What episode was it about?
I think it was
What
2
was it?
episodes ago. I think it was
Yeah.
like 30, 31, one of these two. Do you want me to bring you a flashback?
Yeah, sure.
We were in a meeting
Okay.
and you were like, fuck this meeting. And you pulled your bag and you took out your laptop and you started working. And I'm like,
Bro, he doesn't even remember.
he doesn't even remember. I'm telling you, he's a
You were
workaholic.
at where was this meeting?
In Girne,
In Girne?
when the girl graduated. You see?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
and I was about
And what did I say to you in that episode? I said the guy might not even be aware.
yes.
You see? But it bothered you so much.
It didn't bother me. But here's the thing. I'm sitting in there. I'm like, I really have to leave and stuff like this. And then you took out your laptop. I'm like, that's my sign. I have to go. If he doesn't care, I should not care. I'm out.
So, Mister, tell us about your pins. What are you having?
To be honest, I really don't know what I'm having, but whatever it is, it's really nice. Because you brought it, and
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm serious. I don't know what I have. Why is this gay?
I did gay.
It's really nice though.
You know how girls, hug each other, kiss each other, With guys, a handshake for 3 seconds, like, hey, bro, what the
I think this is a wrong thing for me to do.
I think during our time, it was more your handshaking the person, and when you come close, you're, hey, man, I like you, I love you, bro, no homo.
No homo. You have to be specific.
You have to be specific, yeah. You have to be specific.
Don't think otherwise here, man.
This is crazy.
You know, one of the funniest things I've seen with handshakes here in Cyprus is usually, I'm used to, every time I hug somebody, I'm used to going to the right. Turkish people, they go the other way.
You end up
So what happens is we both go in the same direction, right? You're like, oh shit, man, I almost kissed you.
I almost French kissed you.
Right? Yeah, I almost made out with you, man.
There's always that episode of
You're trying to dodge those lips.
sometimes it's weird. I don't like handshaking people. I like doing this,
Yeah.
You see? So sometimes it becomes weird. The person does this, and then
You do that.
You know what?
You're just there playing rock, paper, scissors,
Especially
man.
after Corona.
Yeah.
After Corona, it fucked up all handshakes. Like, should I go for a handshake or should I go for
Corona.
fist or something?
Yeah.
And again, with
It was a peace sign,
I always lose it with the Arab women, because you can't shake their
Yes.
leg, you see. So sometimes I forget,
And you just-
and I'm like, and I feel so stupid, man. I'm like,
How does the rejection feel, though?
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of handshakes. I'm like, salute.
Okay.
That's it.
This guy should be in Germany somewhere.
The guy should have finished the job.
Jesus.
You should be in Germany somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
That's good.
so yeah.
Wild.
Any plans for later on? Are you going to take it worldwide?
I mean, it will be stupid not to say yes,
But
but at the same time, like you said, we're just in for the ride and we see how far it goes. And we're just enjoying every piece of it right now. But of course, at the back of our mind, it will be if we are trying to tell a story and we've taken 5 years to think the process through, why not? Why not give it a shot, man?
Yeah.
Why not?
do you think at some point there will be a time where there are no more shops anymore? People are just buying things online, especially clothes?
I do not really think traditional method of things will ever just go away, That's what is like what they call it balance. That's what keeps balance, man. There will be always that excitement of people walking into a shop, that dopamine rush you get from, hey man, I saw that Nike shoes. I felt it, We'll all,
Vincent.
yeah, that Vincit or that Vincit shirts, somewhere hanging, and I had the chance to touch the fabric and see the stitch on it.
Right.
I think it will never just go away.
Like, personally, I am willing to buy anything online except for clothes.
Except for
Yeah,
clothes,
that's
As you said, like, I need to touch it. I need to feel it.
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
The clothes.
Because you never know. You never know what you're buying. It's a guess online.
Listen, man, you
You know, you never know what you're buying online. It's a guess.
totally.
I remember my friend once ordered a knife. Okay. It came this small.
Meanwhile, I keep
Was it
saying
with you?
no, but
It was
something like this.
So, for example, last winter, I ordered this shirt from Amazon. My friend was in the US, Joel, and I ordered, and it sold for, I think, $120, bro. 120.
Wow.
It was a vintage Rockets shirt, T-shirt, and I already bought one when I was in Germany, and I saw another colorway, and I wanted to keep it for myself, and when it was delivered to my friend, it was something else, bro. I turned it into a sleeveless right now.
For use at home,
To use at home.
cooking attire.
One last thing to ask,
Yeah.
and I've been meaning to ask you this.
Yeah.
As a designer, as
Great.
brand owner,
Mm.
do you justify buying a bag for like 8,000 euros?
I'll let Fozan go first with that. he's the designer, so I'll
Wow,
let him go
okay.
first with
That is
that.
quite a tricky question, but personally, that is something I would never do, right?
You would never do yourself.
No, I would. That is personally, I would never do. I would never pay 8K for a bag, right? And well, then you can start talking about what does a bag look like? You know, maybe it's got features, man. Maybe it turns into a projector. I don't know, right? But like, if it's just a regular handbag, then probably
A regular
not.
handbag.
Right? No, probably. Look at my watch, man.
Casio, I love Casio.
I'm rocking the terrorist watch.
Yeah.
You think I'll pay 8K for a bag? No, man.
For me,
Utilitarian, yeah.
for me, I'll say yes.
You justify it.
Yeah, I'll be a hypocrite if I said no.
Okay.
And I'll say yes. Why? Because I'll justify it if you feel, if you, it really gives you the pleasure
Right.
you need from it. You get my point? And if you're actually getting what you're paying for, the value of what you're paying for. So
That's my
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
That's like my extension of that question.
So
The
I'll bring-
value lies within.
yeah, the value,
user.
value can be, it comes in different forms.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, for me, maybe I buy the bag for 8K and it carries my laptop and my wristwatch and there's a little hole somewhere for your wallet and all of it. Yes, that's value, man. That's you deriving the best value from it. So 8K at the time is worth it. For a t-shirt, it could be the texture of the fabric, the designs and what it represents for you, and paying a certain amount for it, I feel is something I'll do.
A couple days ago, I
Yeah.
saw one carpet.
Yeah.
It was sold for like 50 something K. And I'm like, who the fuck would buy a carpet? I mean, if I buy that carpet, I'm definitely not putting it on the floor. I'm hanging it on the wall. Like, definitely not on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I watched the process of how the carpet is being made. Handmade. And the thread is just like one by one and everything. I'm like, well,
Not just
so hot. I mean, I'm never gonna buy something like this in my life, even if I'm like filthy rich. It feels wrong for me, but I don't know.
But I think,
But you-
I think it's all about what you perceive of that item.
Yeah.
It's not only a
Perception, yeah.
It's the perception, you know. Would you buy a Rolls Royce?
This is
It's same. So again, it varies from person to person
Right.
and what we cherish.
You see, it's
know.
not the best car in the world. It's not the most economic car in the world.
but it gives the status.
It gives a status.
But
yeah.
that's a perception.
That's a
also.
perception also. For some person, it doesn't matter. For example, some rich people don't even know what a Rolls Royce is. You see, the guy is happy in his Toyota, but the guy's got 10 billion in his account, but he doesn't know what a Rolls
Can I be
Royce
the hypocrite one right now?
Yeah.
I justify paying, let's say, 20K for like a wristwatch,
Right.
but not a piece of clothes.
A cloth.
I'm not able to
You see,
I
that's
mean,
you.
wrap my head
that's
around
you.
it.
That's
It
you.
varies from person to
From
person.
person to person, yeah.
Perception of things. Maybe a wristwatch is what makes you feel you.
Like, you know the
Yeah.
saying, when I become rich,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone, but there will be signs.
Signs.
Yeah.
The wristwatch is going to be it.
You're gonna have two wristwatches on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the tech one and the normal one.
The
But-
classic.
And you see sometimes in auctions, for example,
Yeah.
bro, it's just a painting. It's like a 5-year-old painted that thing.
I 100% believe that's money laundering. I cannot. It's
Wash
impossible.
the money, man.
Wash
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Turning black money into
Unbelievable.
white
See?
money. Yeah.
But
Also
you don't have
tax
the
evasion.
understanding. That's the thing. You don't have the understanding.
I don't think there is
You
understanding
haven't
behind
gotten
it.
to that level.
Maybe when I become rich, I'm gonna open some other aura.
How can I put it in a more polite way? For every single one of us, okay,
Yeah.
let's say we are friends, okay? I come, let's say, what can I use? We all have yachts,
All right.
okay? We all have yachts. But now, in this
Circle.
group, in this circle, One guy shows up with a yacht with a helicopter, with a party, with, you know, you still have a yacht. It's good enough to the normal person. You know, levels change, bro. Every time you go up, you keep on wanting more. You keep on wanting to be different, you know. This is how companies market, by the way. You know, this is what makes them money. For this thing, maybe it costs you maybe, let's say, $5 to make. Same company is gonna come buy the same material and just put a Nike logo there. It's now 200.
It's on, yeah.
Branded.
It's
Just
all
like,
about
branded.
you know, Dr.
Deception.
Dre headphones?
Yeah, the Beats by Dre.
exactly.
Beat.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy himself, he said like it costs something like $12.
Bro, there was a scandal now when there were these tariff wars.
Yeah.
And the factories were saying this exact same bag.
The Louis Vuitton bags and all
Louis
those,
Vuitton
yeah, all
bags, you
those
see?
Prada.
So,
the
but
cost
still people...
They just sued the zipper somewhere in Europe,
In
and now
Europe,
it is
yeah.
made
Made
in
in
Europe.
Europe.
It's
the,
made in Europe.
Italy, the Italian
You
brand.
see?
Yeah.
I just
It's
think
the
that's
same-
unethical, though.
It's the same exact cost, same exact parts, but even people after learning this, are still going to Italy to buy the bag for 500, but
Yeah.
you know it's exactly the same bag.
Another
Right.
thing popped up in my head right now. At some point, are you going to have like premium quality and affordable quality?
It's already premium.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, mindset is we wanted to start this way, so
Yeah.
this is the standards. Okay, we can go higher, but we do not want anything below this.
Yeah.
So we want to keep, again, that's reinforcing our brand name and slogan and everything that has to do with reliability, consistency, everything, man. We want people to see Vincit and say, oh, from a mile away, that has to be a Vincit shirt, you know. So we do not want to go lower than this.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you're going to keep the same quality for everyone.
Yes.
Maybe it's only upwards from here,
Upwards
right? It's
from
definitely
here.
only upwards from here. But
But
like one of the things
When you
that
go
we-
upwards,
Yeah.
you're going to let go of the lower one or going to keep it?
well, you know, that's what growth is, right?
That's
You
growth.
keep evolving, right? You keep
Because,
trying to do better
like,
and better.
The example, there is like a premium Samsung phone, the $1,000, $2,000 phone. And there is Samsung, but like $200 phone.
So Samsung, I think the idea behind that is, so this is the difference between Samsung's and the Apple products. Samsung has done something for, say, everyone to use, so, and then they've done a luxurious one for some people to use. Whereas iPhone is telling you, hey, bro, if you want the best, pay for it. But this is our standard, you know. And
It's
we're-
always high end.
it's just, they make you feel that. So, and is that reliable because of the prestige that comes with it now? You have an iPhone, you're assured that, oh man, this is it. I'm the shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm the big deal. I'm the real deal right now. So I think you have to weigh options.
Right.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works where you say, okay, I have for this guy, I have for this guy. Or sometimes you say, okay, this is my target audience, and those are the people I'm shooting
my
for.
niche
Yeah,
market.
that niche. Yeah,
Right.
That's really cool.
yeah.
But I think, you know, Apple is more about, you know, status.
Status.
And Samsung is just all about being a utilitarian company, man. They're just very utilitarian.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about them. I'm a huge Samsung guy. I would never get an iPhone probably, but like, and I say that with all you guys have an iPhone.
I mean, I was 100% against Mac or
Oh, yeah.
Apple system, and then this guy,
I'm actually really
convinced me,
yeah.
and now I'm,
no, I'm
all
actually-
in.
You're happy with it.
I'm really interested. How did you convince him?
The price.
No, what about the price? Because I think if anything, you know, it's a lot more expensive, right?
But he got me a different deal.
So
I think he manipulated you. Let's just
for that, the idea here is
Right.
okay. This is not. I'm not talking against Samsung or anything. I could get an iPhone way before you get your latest Samsung, and you will still find me using my iPhone along the line. When
right.
maybe you might have gone through 4 different Samsungs. So iPhone is durable, at least. It's durable. Software, systems, you know, okay,
This
I'm
guy's-
not worried about the
This
virus.
guy's
or
entire
anything, so,
ecosystem now
Okay, security, yeah.
yeah.
is just
But
Apple.
Apple.
build quality, I don't know because Samsung has actually lasted me really, really long. I've never tried an iPhone, but I've seen everyone's iPhone with a cracked screen. See? So that's what I'm saying, you know.
Well, let me tell you something. from my experience with my son and my son's hobbies to throw things,
Right.
they survived.
They survived.
They survived.
they
yeah?
survived.
Okay.
Like without even a case.
Right. Okay.
A fall that
Yeah.
will crack the iPhone screen
Mm.
will shatter a Samsung.
So do you think it's about it's about the guy wielding the phone, or is it about?
It's about the driver.
I still remember
You know-
that time I was trying to
Right.
smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, can you cut the smoke? This was the time I was trying to have a drink. Listen to the light.
Yeah.
It's not smoking, it's a drink. So I was holding my phone and I was living on the second floor. So my phone dropped. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'll buy. I didn't want to even go and check
Right.
the phone. Then I'm like, you know what?
Let me
No,
go
it's-
down and check on it.
No. I'm like, you know what? You now start thinking it's at the end of the month, you don't have money. You're like, you know what? I heard the knock. The neighbor came. He's like, we picked up a phone downstairs. And I'm like, I took the phone. These cases made by Apple.
Yeah.
The one that I think,
MagSafe.
bro, nothing happened to the phone.
Wow.
Nothing happened to the phone. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah.
This is why I buy iPhone.
That is interesting. Because, you know, I've been considering buying an iPad, and that is for my design work, right? And how would you sell that to me, man?
You want to buy?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something.
Right.
It is so fucking nice
Oh, yeah?
because I'm
I
using
just
it.
took his iPad, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? It's like, well, what is your use case? Like, what do you guys do on it?
For
Why do
me,
you say
let's
it's
say
good?
I use Illustrator. I use Photoshop.
No way?
So I use
This
it
is
mainly
not
for the.
an advert. What
This
was
is not an
what
advert. Look, nothing. I came to a conclusion. Nothing beats a laptop. It's
Oh, yeah.
impossible.
Right now, totally.
But if I'm like in a situation where I don't have the laptop around me, the iPad does do the job.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. yeah.
Because, you know, that's my case too, right?
But here's the thing about Apple: you will need the pencil, and
Yeah, totally,
you will need
definitely.
the other accessories.
Because, you know, I'm trying to get
But
it
they're not
for
cheap.
my design work, right? So a lot of sketching, a lot of illustrations, whatever. So, of course, I'm going to need the pencil, right? But, and, you know, one of the things that actually, the main reason I'm actually leaning towards the iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil Pro is their new barrel roll functionality. I don't know if you know about it.
The will like double click, it shows you also.
No,
the
no.
user shit.
So basically, let's imagine you have a broad edge nib, right? So if you twist the pen, the nib twists as well. So that's their barrel roll functionality. And that is because I'm a calligrapher, right? So it's very useful for me.
Ah, you are.
Right. I'm a calligrapher, yeah. So for me, that is really useful. Right? And that is the only thing that convinced me to get
This guy, for example, will be working on something, okay?
Let's
He-
not specify what that thing is. Not on camera.
So let's say his document, like I like his ecosystem, you know, that
Okay.
he has. He has his iPhone, he has his iPad, it's like his cloud.
AirTags,
Yes,
wristwatch.
AirTags,
Right.
everything, you know. So he just downloads. Sometimes he forgets his laptop at home,
Yeah.
and he has to do something. He just pulls out his phone, edit, and that's it.
Right.
And it's
Like,
very fast.
literally everything is connected.
You know, I'll tell you guys something very interesting about this design itself, the Vincent design, right? This was done on my Samsung S22 Ultra.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's a handmade design, right? Sketched all out and whatever, but like, of course, it's a small screen. It's very limiting. That is why I want to get an iPad or a large screen.
See
with
me
a
after this. I have an iPad for.
If he has an iPad present. Something popped up
Right.
again along the conversation. Have you seen these videos, since you mentioned you're a calligrapher? These videos of some guy in the street and another guy pulling his t-shirt with like spray,
Right.
draws something.
All those graffiti artists. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Listen, man. I think it's cool.
Hmm.
If somebody likes it, right? Like I don't know, Sadiq here. He's also a graffiti artist.
Cool.
I'm also a graffiti artist, right? I started with graffiti back in 2011, right? And then I kind of
Evolved.
Yeah, I evolved, right? Eventually, I
So you're saying he's not evolved yet?
that's his thing, right? That's his thing, right? But I started with graffiti, and then I moved to. I had a phase where I was doing calligraphy, which is like a mix of calligraphy and graffiti, and then I moved to very fine art esque calligraphy.
Professional.
Yeah, sure, I guess. But for me personally, right? If I like graffiti, Sadiq likes graffiti. To him, he's gonna like those shirts, right? If somebody is super against like Karens, right, for example, if
He just called me out.
okay, you're gonna hate it.
No, look, to be honest, it's not about whether
about
I
taste,
don't
right?
like it or not, but as I said, not even a logo on my
Right.
T-shirt. For me to wear something like that,
Something like this.
Right.
no.
You're walking advertisement.
It feels. I'm trying, as he said, to be polite. Let me put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Feels a little too much.
It feels for whoever's wearing that T-shirt a little bit childish.
Okay, yeah, no, I kind of
mean,
do
I'm
agree with that
expecting-
to an
I'm
extent.
really sorry as well. For me to see a girl wearing that, chill.
Right.
And here's the I said earlier, I'm sexist. Girls can wear anything.
Yeah, they can
Guys,
pull.
I'm not expecting them
I
to
think
wear
it's all in your head, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
and also the Russian girls they are a little colorful, so they play. Russians generally like the colors. They play
Yes.
around. They play pink shoes, black hats, green and white bag. Yeah, you know,
And it fits.
it fits them. Yeah.
Right.
But bring some Arab girls. I'm like, what the fuck have you done?
The Arab girls will be with silver or gold. You know. That's
And let's say, guys, when I see Africans wearing like, you guys are into colors as well.
Yeah.
But like you're into
Well, it's
orange.
No, that's
Bro.
Congo. That's
Bright
Congo.
Congo. Let's say Congo.
That's
guys.
Congo.
the
bro.
Congolese.
You know what? Nigerians as well. But they're the traditional clothes.
Yeah, the traditional,
one-
the attires. Those, but if you think it's a
Especially-
blend of
are
one
they-
color,
Are they called Hausa?
the houses.
Yeah, the Hausa. Like they're too colorful, orange and yellow and everything. I'm like,
So
it is nice.
so with the
I can never
Nigerians,
wear it.
Not your thing. Yeah, well,
Not my thing, but it's really nice.
yeah. You can, you don't necessarily have to like something, but you can still appreciate it.
Exactly.
but you like it on walls though, the graffiti on walls.
Yes, I love it.
So because if you
Yeah,
went,
it's really art.
See, personally, right?
I don't consider it as vandalism.
I personally, right? I wouldn't really wear a T-shirt with like a huge graffiti piece on it, but I would really like it on art. It's not that I hate graffiti. It's just that that's not my fashion
Style,
sense,
right?
right? Yeah, that's not my style. My style is a little different, right? I wear a lot of button-ups. I keep everything simple, clean, and I mix it with like a lot of streetwear. But there is one exclusion to this, which is I wear my own prints, right? If I wear print, I only wear my own prints. That is one of the things.
I was gonna go there actually.
Right.
For example, you are wearing your own brand. Would you wear it?
Well, I do wear it, yeah. It's my design, right? Every single thing on this has been done by me, right?
Okay,
So I wear it proudly, right?
that's really.
that's his work.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's just, it's part of it.
Like for example,
I'm
if
a
we are
part of it.
roasting coffee, I think I'm gonna always drink my coffee. If I drink other
Right.
coffees, it's just for me to taste how it, how
Right,
it
yeah.
is. So
yeah,
I
it was-
develop mine.
you
even
develop
better.
your
Right,
evolve.
right.
No, you know.
Develop your taste. But yeah, it is quite important.
I mean,
to
I want to
appreciate
get to a
everything.
point where I don't walk into any store and buy a T-shirt or a short or a shoe anymore. I rock my
You have your
thing.
own, yeah.
It might be, yeah.
Collaborations, maybe.
Collaborations,
Vincent collaborates
yeah.
with Nike. And you actually asked a question about like the quality, like would you guys improve the quality, whatever, what's that. And one of the things I wanted to say was collaboration, right? Me and Mike, we did discuss this, right? So for example, we could do a collaboration with FDC.
Yeah,
So Slogan Design Company, that's my design company. We could release a collection which is, Vincit X FDC, or we could do something Vincit X diversity, right?
yeah, for example,
So- That is also on the table for the future. So
That's really cool.
that is also
yeah.
an interesting
And
area to explore.
speaking of which, again, something that just came to mind. So, for example, these fonts,
Yeah.
Can you try and
You know.
speak
Did
to
I?
the camera?
fonts here, specially designed for
Okay, so should I talk about it?
this. Yeah.
So actually, let me use this one here, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if the camera can see it, but
Yes.
maybe you guys can put a photo there. or
I'll
something,
throw
yeah.
a photo on it.
But this one is not a font, right? The Vincit is not a font. All of us, yeah, that's a font. But Vincit is not a font, right?
Cool.
And this is probably one of the coolest things about the Vincit brand, apart from the logo. So this is also the logo mark, part of the logo system. But anyway, if you look at it, right, the V is straight, I is slanted, everything is,
If
but-
I take a photo and search it on this fine font, I'm not gonna.
You are
find it.
never going to find it because I sketched it and then I vectorized it, right?
Cool.
I digitized it, right? So you're never going to find it. So it's not a font. And every single letter has been constructed with this frustum shape, right? Every single, the T, I, everything, right?
Interesting.
So, and the point here is, you see the V is upright, you know, the eyes leaning backwards, the C is leaning forwards, whatever. That shows that, you know, all of us are different, but together we make a whole unit, community, right? There's basically strength in unity, right? Now that's the meaning behind it.
Like, I'm trying to follow up.
So you see, we don't really call these fonts, right? Because I feel like that would be
Disrespect.
that would be disrespectful to something that I've sat down and really
Took time
crafted,
to. Yeah.
right? It's handcrafted. So these are not fonts; I'll call them custom type.
That's really nice.
Custom type.
It's custom type. There's a lot of thought behind everything, every little detail. And then we have a system as well where, we have, for example, this design is different from the one on the sleeve, right? Where is that?
The
I think the other one here. Yes.
Right. You see, that one is a lot smaller, right? So we recreate those scalability systems as well, where the logo that is here, there's like minor modifications for it to still be legible at a much, much smaller size, right?
You honestly thought about every single detail
Yeah,
while
no.
doing it. It's
When
really
we
nice.
say we've really gone all the way, we're not
And
just saying it, we mean
You
it.
guys want to know where the slogan came from?
All of us.
All of us. So I think, in Luxembourg at the time, and at the time I was talking with a friend. She invited me over, actually. I think she's married. She's married now. She's from Cyprus.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, Mike, you're in Germany. Come over to Luxembourg and let's look around." So I took a trip there, and I was like, "Man, I came to Germany with the intent of making hats. So that's where I made these hats the first time. And I'm looking for a slogan, all right? A slogan that will not be so generic, and one that will, embody at the time was the invincible spirit." And she was like, "So what do you have right now?" I told her I was thinking of, I think at the time it was Live, Learn, and Grow.
Yeah.
She was like, that feels like a movie or a book, man.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Something you would
Yeah.
see hanged on.
Yeah, Live, Learn, Grow. Mike, come on, man, you can do better than that. Why don't you do something for everyone, And then I sat back. Everyone? How will I do that? I just do something for everyone, and then it clicked. Oh, everyone, all of us.
All of us.
Yeah, so, and it was so satisfying, because if you think of brands like Nike, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And,
Three syllables,
Yeah.
3 words. No. So,
and
all of
that,
us.
it's way better than Nike. And I always say this to Mike, right? I'm like, yo, this is like so much better than Nike. First, it's shorter than Nike, which is always a good thing. Like, less is more. The second thing, I see all of us a lot more than I
It's-
see Just Do It,
yeah.
right? I see all of us. I hear people saying all of us every single day, right? But you don't hear Just Do It every single day. So you're gonna hear that. Now that I've said it, right, you're gonna hear it a lot
you
more
cannot-
often.
It's
Yeah.
something that will stick.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna see it everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's something we use involuntarily in our daily vocabulary. Like,
That is one of the
It's like
things.
the
that-
are we
point
all
about
having?
movement.
Yeah,
And he
are we
calls it
all-
not a movement.
Yeah.
It is a movement, bro.
Yeah. So are we all having coffee? Yeah. All of us would.
All of us.
Yeah.
Really? Bro, don't fight it. It is a movement.
We are proud of it. It's solid, It's really solid.
That's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
So, closing speech.
Closing speech. Fojan, you want to go first? Go
Hey,
first.
man, you go first, man.
We'll go first, man. Let's go. I'll give you the honor of going first. Let's
Oh,
go.
man, what
You
do
go
I even
first.
say? Jeez.
Just say anything, man.
So, guys, listen, man, I've never been on a podcast before, okay? I'm a simple-minded guy. But we've come a long way, and Michael always says this. We've come a long way, and we're still not where we want to be, right? We've been working on this for the past 5-6 years, right? And we're still not where we want to be. We're still starting out. So, and that is for all of us, right? You guys with your podcast, me with my business, Mike with Vincit, right?
All of us.
All of us, yeah. No, totally,
Honestly,
Yeah.
bro, like, it's really catchy.
It's catchy, yeah.
It's really catchy.
Yeah.
How do I order this?
You're sold out, man. Wait for the next season.
No, so
And
this
you
is
know what? I'm gonna mention it in the description, in the episode.
so. One more other interesting thing is we sold out without having a website or even really an Instagram page,
Yeah. No marketing.
and that's 5 years of work. we opened an Instagram page 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
After
ago,
we made the
and that was
product.
us still saying, "Oh, we just have an Instagram page. We still don't have a post yet on Instagram.
Wow.
Zero. Maybe little stories here and there, and that's one of the reasons I've said I'm blessed. And ideas is more about the systems you have in place. So systems, I mean, you inviting me now on the podcast, giving me an opportunity to use your platform to showcase what I have. Fozan with his design skills, Tubar, and everyone that has been behind the scene. Bakr is in Morocco right now.
yeah.
Bakr, yeah, behind the scene. Yeah, Bakr in Morocco right now, helping with translate. Because Tubar don't speak English. I speak Turkish, but my Turkish is not as good as his, so he helps with translating to Tubar on the T, you know, and all of those people that has made this work so far and still making it work is what makes me blessed.
That's very nice.
All
Totally.
of us, yeah, all of us
Yeah.
together, yeah,
So that's where the
Yeah.
by some of us for all of us comes
from, yeah,
You know, the team, the
The
Vincent
team,
team,
yeah.
by some of us for all of us.
yeah. I think we were talking on designs that day, and we wanted to say, man, they wanted to put my name on it, giving, oh, it's your idea, blah,
Michael
blah, blah.
Elekpa.
Michael Elekpa. I was like, no, bro, that's too much ego in that shit. And then again, we brainstormed and we wanted to make it so subtle, like some people made this for you guys, you know, emphasizing on the all of us still. So just people that don't matter just sat down to
Yeah.
make this for all of you guys.
It's like a music band.
Yeah.
Well, the band is
Yeah.
name is just the lead singer.
Yeah.
What about the guitarist? What about the drummer? What about the
everyone that makes it special, and the center of the brand actually is for everyone else. You know, everyone else. We might be self-aware or to an extent self-aware of who we are, but we want all you to also have that mindset of, hey man, you're also special. You're also great in whatever you do, and that's the goal.
That's a deep message.
Yeah. So yeah, so
Right.
that's what makes all of this really gratifying and humbling, actually.
Right.
You know, to be here using your platform.
Well, good to have you here.
You know, it's a blessing, bro.
Right.
Yes, and yeah,
That's it.
that's.
I wish you the best.
Thank
And
you.
I genuinely believe that, I mean, you said you sold out in no time
In no
without having a
Social
website,
Yeah.
social media. I see better results like after having that, because you know you will have to do it eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And I'm just gonna give you just one offer in case you need any modeling. I'm here.
Yeah.
But for the big size, you know,
Oh.
not for the fit size.
Oversized.
Yeah, for the oversize.
You gotta wear the logo now.
I can just show myself. You can have my face.
I will make you a custom one where there'll be no planes, just a little logo.
Just a
somewhere.
patches
Yeah,
here,
just
you know.
No. I'll just go with this.
Really?
I don't want something like out of. Well, if you're gonna have the.
No, we are working on that. It was something I was going to discuss with Fozan today. So out of our limited runs, we will still have the basic T-shirts, plain T-shirts, white. That one is just the plains, you know. But
they
we
go
got
with like
quality.
premium basic or something.
Yeah,
It is the best for me actually.
yeah. So we still have that, but still not, you know, moving away from the quality we promise and we want to deliver. So
That's the most important.
yeah.
Anything on your side?
Yes.
So I guess this is it for today,
Thank you for
Thank
having
you so
us,
much.
man.
and
Thank
we
you
will
for-
definitely have you over again.
Every time, bro. If you want me coming every
can
one
be a
every
host
hour,
also.
man. every hour I'll be glad to have.
It's like
Next
cameras
time we're
are
gonna
on
be
Michael's
sponsored
bed.
by Vincent.
Totally. Man.
And next time I'm coming around, I assure you guys will
Some
have
goods.
some goods
Some
coming
goods,
in
merch.
for you guys, some merchandise.
You're coming next week.
That needs some planning though.
Yeah.
Tuba needs to do some work.
Tuba's gonna hate it.
Yeah, Tuba is gonna really hate me. Man.
Yeah, we gotta work on a lot more designs though. We have a lot of things in the hopper.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you, brother.
See ya.
See you. Adios. It's a wrap, yes. It's a wrap.
you.